Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of the Doing It 365 podcast. I am your host, Sir Influential, and my guest today is a man that represents his country very well. He is a very, very patriotic man, and it's a pleasure to have him on this particular date and time in May because it is his nation's independence. For those that don't know, today is Guyana's independence. So shout out to all my Guyanese, massive, my GT posse. Big up the whole crew, the Flags family, and the wider community here in the UK representing and waving the flag high for Guyana. Berbice and the whole place stand up. But my guest today is a man that has been very known to the scene. He does some very, very, very interesting and epic events. He's a part of the Duck and Drake promo, and he's now an artist. So without further ado, I want to welcome you, Pahjo, to the Doing It 365 podcast. Pahjo, how you doing, bro?
Not too bad. What a great introduction, bro. So thank you very much for that, and thanks for having me. And I must say too, a happy 55th independence to all my fellow Guyanese, both in the UK, both home and both globally. We's one people. So
One time, one
yeah,
time.
man.
I have the pleasure of being an honorary Guyanese. I've tried the pepper pot. I've done duck bread. I
Now
just
you
haven't
Guyanese, bro.
I haven't been to I just haven't been to Guyana as yet. It's in the pipeline. Fingers
It
crossed.
coming, it coming. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know
Fingers
what? You see today, if things was normal, this would have been the best time to come down because it would have been Guyana Carnival today
crossed.
on the
Hmm.
road. We would have been out there. So
Straight
May
up.
next year, in Guyana.
Fingers
Fingers crossed.
crossed, bro. Fingers crossed. Talk to us about your journey now. How did you get into the whole entertainment fraternity to start with?
I'll tell you this. I came to England 2003. If you go further back, I've always been a mad soca fan, soca junkie, the family hype man, in all the weddings and everything, When they
Mm.
want the party start, it's me. Right? But I moved to England in 2003 as a budding semi-pro cricketer,
Okay.
right? First 2 years, I didn't even know England had a soccer scene. I just used to be the guy at home until I got invited. My first ever party in London was Soca Frenzy. That's to show how long I was here before I went to the first party. But
Okay.
I used to go occasionally, and then I went to an event. I don't want to call the event because I don't want to stitch myself up on nobody. And it was a nightmare. Logistically, it was terrible. And I jokingly, it started as a joke because at the cricket ground, I said to my friend, I said, yo, that party was terrible, bro. I said, we could do this thing far better because I used to do management and stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
And he said, yeah. And I was like, nah, but the cost of renting or hiring this venue might be too expensive because don't forget, I don't have a clue. So I went and did the research and then found out that it's not that bad. And we jump into it. We say, you know what? We're doing it. And since then, we never look back. The brand Duck and Drake promotions came about because back home we used to skim rocks on the water, right? And we used to say a thing, Duck Drake, Falcock Hen. You always had some made up thing as a kid,
Hmm.
right? And I say, yo, Duck and Drake, let's go with that because it's catchy. And he said, cool, that's it. And that's where the name came. And yeah, from then I've moved strength to strength in creating and orchestrating events in the UK from both parties. We've done some land events. I've worked um, on teams that have put together concerts, the Marshall concerts and stuff like that. I've been back in working there with those things. And yeah, entertainment and pushing the culture is always something that I want to do. I actually want to do far more Guyanese themed events soon, but it's just trying to get into you know, that network there. But that
Nice.
was the event side, yeah.
I want to touch on that, the Guyanese scene events, because when you come to the UK, you tend to only feel as if Jamaica is the only Caribbean nation in the UK that has a predominance. When really and truly, if you check your history and you look around and you look at the demographics and you really break down the data, Guyana has a massive population here in the UK
Massive,
that are
massive.
very, very, very influential in the space.
Hmm.
How was that for you growing up here now, coming and seeing the Guyanese influence, so to speak, on the
Yeah.
UK community?
At first, it was like, where are the Guyanese? I keep hearing about them. But then, whenever they have like the outdoor park events, you go and you see thousands of them, and you say, "Where these people? I know you from home. Where you been? Where you been?" And it's getting to know people. Guyanese are a very proud but conservative people, right? We like a good time, but we're not gonna be out there, especially the older generation, right? The second generation Guyanese, they're more into, you know, the the English lifestyle. So you tend to not really know until you get into conversation with somebody that the Guyanese. But the ones that have been here before, they tend to support Guyanese events, but it's like a almost like a clique type thing, you see. But when you go there, it's the food is loud, the drinks is there. Right? You could tell a Guyanese from a mile away because the way they want to dress and that. But it's slowly changing, isn't it? Because it's generational shift. But it's a case of how can we make the second generation Guyanese a bit more patriotic to Guyanese stuff? Because for them it's like, yeah, my parents was Guyanese, I grew up here, so
Mm,
I'm not really into the Guyanese style of nightlife and partying and stuff like that, but it's slowly they're getting educated, and you could see a few more coming out. But it would still be good for us to see more Guyanese themed, events and that going on, and
I agree. And I feel like, in addition to what you're saying, you see the Guyanese a lot when it comes to the cricket. For me, that's when I've really
yeah,
seen them out and about in their colors on a non-partying stage or format.
yeah,
The Guyanese
yeah,
come off cricket. I happen to live close enough to our cricket ground in South London. And it's then when I used to even work there as a porter, you'd see the
mm,
Guyanese come out waving the flag, waving the flag. Yes,
yeah, yeah.
if
We
West
take the
Indies,
cricket serious.
I take it very, very serious. So I feel like, especially for the Black British Caribbeans who are second generation, third generation, who don't indulge in cricket and they're not from Guyana, you're not going to see many Guyanese or be familiar with them to that extent. Fortunately for
Yeah,
me,
that's true.
in school, there's literally almost somebody from every single Caribbean nation.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
friends were Guyanese and are still Guyanese up until this day. So it's been a pleasure to be able to grow and understand and appreciate that it's not just Jamaica alone that is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guyana heavy in the place.
Very, very heavy, very heavy. And as you said, cricket, but Notting Hill Carnival again. You see thousands of Guyanese flags out there, and you go, "But where these people just be hiding?" But at the
Mhm.
same time, as you said, we prefer a hang, a lime, a backyard lime. So if somebody have a barbecue, you would probably find more Guyanese at the barbecue than
Mm,
coming out late at night. This is just how we are. Even in Guyana, yes, nightlife is booming with the younger generation, but you find people of my age and older now, with more like to lime, like a little corner thing and jam.
easy
So
and jam,
yeah,
definitely. Your journey into performing and artistry, how did that
yeah.
come about, and who were some of your influences to say, you know what, let me take this thing serious and represent
Um,
you?
The first song I ever heard was Cent 5 Cent 10 Cent Dollar. I always remember that from when I was very young, right? But I always had it to the back of my mind. I wanted to be a performer, an artist. But I never took this step in the early years due to confidence. I didn't have that confidence to go in front of a crowd and think I could make it.
Mm,
Always singing. Right. I don't know if I used to sound good or not, but in my head, I enjoying why I singing, right? Soca madness. When I came to England, that sort of went on the back seat because that was like coming here on my own, is make it or break it. It's survival mode. You ain't thinking music. You're thinking how I could earn and eat. But I had a young family, and I was married for a while. Fantastic at that time. And then as I got older, it was like, yo, I need, you want to do this, and then it was still like, nah, I ain't gonna bother with that. And in 2019, the beginning, January 2019, a friend of mine called Joel Brown, Joey Too Cool Productions out of Guyana, one of the bigger producers. He does work for Dexter Daps and them. Me and Joel went to school. So Joel hit me up and he's like, yo, bro, whatever. And we reconnected and he started to send me beats constantly, like just like a songboard, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? I say, yeah, this good, blah, blah, blah. And he sent me one particular one. And I don't know if that one had the jumbie on it. It was like called
Mm.
the toolbox rhythm. And when it hit me, in 15 minutes, I write a track and I send it back to him, right? And he said, boy, this thing have a vibe, boy. Yo, this crazy. We doing it? And I still went, nah, I'm not doing it. The year went on, and I don't know if you remember, there was a DJ Buju,
Mm-hmm.
who passed away sadly with cancer later that year. And Buju always used to say,
Condolences,
if you
condolences.
like, yeah, if you like drink your drink, drink your drink. If you like smoke your smoke, smoke your smoke. Whatever you like do in life, do it. Don't wait, because life isn't promised. Tomorrow isn't promised. And when he passed, it sort of strike a chord. And I always had friends who used to tell me, you would be good at doing these things, but I never paid them no mind. And when that happened, I hit Joel up again. I said, Joe, we doing this thing. He said, doing what? I said, remember that song I do at the beginning of the year? He said, yeah. I
Mm.
said, what's going on with the rhythm? He said, somebody else did a song. I said, I could jump on it. He said, yeah, go for it. And we recorded a mass. And the plan was, a mass is going to be my debut song. Gonna drop it February 2020. We go in Guyana for me as normal because I do events in Guyana over the carnival. And I said,
Yeah.
yep, going home and we going on mash the stage up. This gonna be my debut track. COVID said, you ain't going nowhere. You're staying right. You're staying right there. Stay ass in your house. I said, oh God. But then, being here, I started to write and the passion, the hunger just grew. And I wanted to release a song a week, right? But then,
Mm.
you're slowly speaking to people and there's like, nah, take your time, take your time. And then Joel again sent another rhythm and it was just around the, what you call it, the COVID and then George Floyd, right? And I
Ah.
wrote I wrote a political track to the rhythm. The world gone mad with a cough. And I was actually about to record it. And I reached out to another guy and he's second generation guy and he's artist in the UK. He's actually into grime. His name is Dirty Skunks. And when I
Okay.
pitched it at him, he said, bro, you're now starting. Take some advice. Don't do political songs because you don't know who you're gonna piss off in the industry who need to help you with them lyrics that I wanted to come with because I was going
Mm-hmm.
to the throat with it. Right. He said,
Mm-hmm.
nah. So we went to the studio and we vibe and we come up with Girlina, which was more of a dance song. Girlina house and Girlina car, that type of wildness, yeah.
Yeah.
That come and done. Smoke Shop from Toronto hit me up. A different production team. They're like, bro, we love that track. We want you on this track. They send me a rhythm. 20 minutes later, I send them back a demo. They say, what the hell? What's
Not
this? How you?
wasting time.
I say, no wasting time, and that was money mine. But during that period, Shaker HD, I know Shaker for a while, right? Shaker always used
Mm.
to be on the boat parties and so on. And Shaker sort of like we sort of like start a friendship, a real close friendship, you know. And he said, bro, let's do a track, but slow down. Don't let me look to release too much stuff. Let's take our time. And he sent me a song. And when I heard the rhythm first time, it sort of reminded me of my journey from when I started in England, the struggles and everything.
Mm.
and then on to where I am today. And and that's where Life So Sweet was born,
Dope.
So
Dope.
yeah, but during that, in terms of influences to make me want to continue to do music, it's just the evolution of music. I was always somebody who embraced music, and just watching how, the generals, do things out there to keep the culture going, and the younger generation, how they were coming through. I was like, it's now or never. I need to do it. And that push. But I would say from when I started to where I am now musically, I've learned so much. I don't rush productions anymore. I don't, because when I listen to some of the songs that I wanted to release,
Mm.
I throw them in the bin straight away. Nah,
Yes.
I'm glad I never released that. It's terrible. So yeah, Marshall, just how he commands a stage, right?
Yeah.
Performance. Nobody could beat Marshall performance, right? He's a flipping wizard when it comes to that. Bungie with the lyrics,
Mm.
again, Fian stage performances, oh God, boy, you could kiss with melody, the sweetness, you
Mm.
know,
Proper.
voice, what he doing, yeah, this is just more modern. And then you could go back to the days of the Shadow and the Sparrow, storytellers, man, and it's like so many influences, bro.
I
There's
respect.
Guyanese Calypsonians that you hear. I had an
Yeah.
uncle home called Winfield James, right? He's actually from Trinidad, but he's like, every family have that adopted uncle
Hmm.
and he was a Calypsonian. And just, them little things sort of mold me to be, who I am right now
No.
in the industry. But yeah,
I want to ask
music
now as
is
well, what does soca mean to you?
soca is an expression of self, of our culture. You know, um, if you listen to our accents, it always sounds like we're singing, right? Every conversation could be soca. The
Mm.
Trini, when they speak, it sounds like a song. The Guyanese, a different type of song. So soca is just more of a deeper expression of self, I think, of our culture and how we view life and how we express ourselves in dance and in poetry and in song. This is we. As Kesa is we. That's
Hmm.
soca. Is we. That's it for me. Yeah. That's the best way I could express what it
I,
is.
I respect that. So, how now is Pahjo going to forge through the UK soca scene and make his mark? Because right now you're coming through strong. I saw you at the UK Soca Fest the other day. Energy, vibes, commanding the crowd, even though it's virtual. Just a few people that were there to support and logistics. They were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you were captivating them. How else are you planning?
Um,
You know?
I don't just want to influence the UK soca scene, right? The scene is great, but I have an issue with UK soca music because to me it's like we boxing ourselves under that UK title. No, we are soca artists, right?
Mhm.
Who live in the UK. This is how I want to look at it, right? But I just want to keep putting out good music. I mean, if you listen to the music globally over the past few years, how it's improved, I just want to be able to be up there too and bring quality because I'm very judgmental of myself. And my producer, oh God, he's even worse. Shaker is the worst. Shaker will tell you you're doing nonsense. Like for example, my last song, Body Contact, there was 4 words in that song for the second verse. Come close to me. I repeat, I sang those 4 words about 100 times until Shaker went, yeah, that's the take I want. That's how professional we going with this thing.
Going
It's
in
like
this thing now.
if it don't sound right, we're not releasing it. And that is the learning process that I'm in right now, understanding that Russian production is not something you should do. Take your time until it's ready.
And are you an artist that writes the song in the phone? Is it all in the brain? Do you actually have to write it on pen and paper? How are you and Shaker
Yeah,
in the
I,
magic?
I'm I'm the phone guy, right? I cannot freestyle. I will not try to do it. I have to write it down. I wish I
Mhm.
was versed to do the freestyling, but I'm not gonna even attempt it because I'll get to like two lines and then that's it. But Shaker, how we work is he'll send me a project, and I'll tell you a funny story. The first rhythm he sent me for Life So Sweet is actually the rhythm that we just released Body Contact on. When he sent me that, that's what I wrote Life So Sweet on. He
Mhm.
would send me a rhythm and he will say, write something. He's not even gonna tell you the direction to go or nothing. And it's a case of, all right, and then we would make changes together and rewrite and chop lyrics out, add some space, and that's how we work, just off of the vibe. And a lot of our music is late nights. We would just be on a WhatsApp video call in front of my mic. You see the mic right here. It don't go too far from me, you know. And I
Yeah, yeah.
record right here, and he would be there listening to me record, and he'd be like, "No, change that tone. No, don't go that high. Come back down. Let's change this. That don't sound right." So before we get to the studio, we have a demo
Oh
that
Lord.
we almost want it to sound like. And then we go in there and yeah, we might go back to the studio two, three times after just to get it right. And yeah, and that's how we do it. But again, is learning. I'm far from, as voice would say, far from the finished product. I still have a very long way to go. And I just want to continue to learn and put out good music.
I love that. I love that, and I do appreciate the surgeons. And I've heard the Body Contact song. I do like it. I've seen you perform it as well at the UK Soca Fest. So, folks, this is the time for you to go and stream the song. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. The links for the song and for Pahjo's page will be in the description box below. Pahjo,
yeah.
what else can we expect from you for just this year?
Ooh, well, boy,
You have
we
two
if
tracks going now.
if we're to release music, I could release a song per month, right? That's how much stuff we have
Hmm.
put down there. We have we're working on a project at the moment with a few other local artists over here, which is a beautiful project. I can tell you as much as that, which is here to be released next month. Um, and my song on that is called Friends Beyond Borders. And I'll
Okay.
tell you, I'll tell you why that name came about. When we went into lockdown, I was following Kevin Crown, the DJ in New York, and he used to
Mhm.
open a Zoom every single day when he performing. He just used to went on Instagram one day and decide he doing these shows. And
Mhm.
every day while he DJ and I working, the Zoom open. And for like 2 weeks, we realized it's the same faces in the Zoom. So everybody get to talking to one another and get to know each other, and then they decide, right, we close enough, no new entry into the Zoom. And from since March 2020 to right now that I'm on the phone with you, the Zoom is open. The Zoom is
Mm.
open 24 hours a day. And the friendship that we forged with people around the world, Barbados, Bermuda, Toronto, the UK, the US, different parts of the US. It's like a family. We call ourselves the Zoom family. And that song, Friends Beyond Borders, came about because of that, because we have
Nice.
all helped each other through the lockdown. Into when one person was going in, spiraling into that, self-destructive mode. No, we all pull them out of it. Nah, be strong.
Mm.
We here. Let's talk about it. The friendship was real strong, still strong to today, and it's like 30 odd people in there. I mean, not all day. Right now, there's probably about three or four people in there at the
But
moment, but
collectively,
there's
yeah.
always, yeah, yeah, and they've met up. So there's just a couple of us from the more overseas, I would say. The US based have all met up and had a reunion, and I wrote this song saying, I know I'll see y'all one day,
Mm.
basically. But
I
we
love
friends
that.
beyond borders. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love
So
that. And
and
it's
yeah,
go
so
ahead. Yeah,
So we
yeah.
have that one day, which and and another mad one. The other mad one, oh God, that day gonna mash up stage, road, everything,
Everything.
everything, yeah, yeah, everything, and yeah, again, still
It's,
learning, man.
it's good. For me, I have to say, I'm very, very pleased to hear that the artists locally here in the UK that are soca artists have not allowed themselves to collapse and shrink and let the pandemic and the last 12 to
No,
14 months keep them at bay from the studio, from creating, from providing that therapy that we
mm,
as consumers and lovers of the music need, and also them as the performers, the artists, the composers need to do as well. And it's beautiful, I think, that this time has allowed artists to get deeper in their creative bag. They've really had to dig deep and talk about topics and issues and things that is not
hmm.
quote unquote the norm for
This
soca
is
artists
true.
to discuss.
This
And
is
I
true.
feel like it's going to help to push and propel not just each individual artist, but the whole entire scene, the genre, the industry, because we're able to deliver in any kind of weather, in any kind of terrain, and on a variety of topics, which is what is essential for things like streaming and radio play and so on. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
beautiful to see.
I know
How,
we all seem quiet, but we've been quietly working, you
Mhm.
know, in the background and speaking with the guys. I mean, I'm still new to it, and I'm now meeting other artists on that level. They're still working. You still there?
Yes, bro.
Oh, you're back. You're
Yeah, we're
back.
good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Apologies. Yes. So as I was about to say, who can we expect to see you feature with from the UK within the next, say, 2 years?
Um, there's a lovely song I'm writing with a UK artist called Lady M. Um, but I'm open to working with anyone. You know, once they're serious about the art form, once we both willing to take the criticisms along the way, to put out a real good project, I'm open. I'm working with, as I said, a few of the local guys at the moment who are actually helping me to write some stuff too. So the unity is there, man. It's like
Hmm.
a little family unit now, that I'm now getting into. I mean, I've got a lot to learn still, but yeah, hopefully some big names locally and
As
internationally
well.
I could merge with and create some magic. You know, I'm working with a very prominent writer at the moment who's wrote some big songs in the region, for
Mhm.
some big artists. We're working on a project there at the moment. We're about to kickstart that. So
It's
yeah, I don't sit down, man. I get antsy. I live in a very little village, and if I don't do this, I would go mad in this place. So,
Mm. I hear
I
you.
have
I
to
hear you.
keep
I love
pushing.
that. I love that. If Boris next month gives us that green light and says,
Right.
Pahjo, you can have your Nottingham Carnival,
Yeah, yeah,
what would
yeah.
you say and or do?
Do you know what? I'm this is where I'm gonna probably split the room, right? As much as they would say, yeah, go out there, run wild, I think I'll still be skeptical of being in a crowd with 2 million people,
Mm.
right? I think
Would it
for
even
the
be
for,
2
for the
million?
rest of it might not be this year, but I
Mm.
think I'm a bit more comfortable this year in a smaller setting. Um, but yeah, I'm ready to go on a stage and hold a mic and
Right.
and do things. I mean, I'm ready to work. So yeah, we definitely
Gearing up for a good summer.
gearing up.
So for
Yeah,
for the
hopefully,
giveaways, for the
hopefully.
dreamlands, the wonderlands. the remedies,
Yeah,
so many options
the
there.
world.
The
You
Soca man.
hearing, guys? The remedies, the Wonderlands. I've already been booked for Dreamland, so I good with that one. The Jam
Okay.
Juves, they could book me too, yeah.
Speak it into existence. Yes, speak it into existence.
That's
Definitely.
right.
Definitely. Pahjo, it's been a pleasure. Let me take a drink to you, to Guyana as well. Everybody
Yeah,
put
as is the 55th, as is
Yeah,
the 55th, I'm gonna take a little Eldorado,
yeah.
and take a little shot. But thank you for having me, bro.
It's a pleasure. And for those that don't know,
It's been
Eldorado
here.
rum is the local and biggest rum in Guyana or from
It's
Guyana.
the best rum in the world. What are you talking about, bro?
Boy, we're not gonna debate rums this time. But yes, people, once again, please take the moment to check out the description box below. The links to Padre's Instagram, his recent releases will all be down there. Give him a follow. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this conversation. If you're a GT posse massive, you're Guyanese, or you just love Guyanese culture and soca culture, make sure you share this video as well. Share, share, share. And of course, like, because it's important for us to know and see that you're enjoying this content and that you're sharing it. You want others to enjoy it as well. And please do take a moment to follow Pahjo on all the platforms below. Make sure you give him a shout out. Look out for more music from him and check him out on the recent project by Sheikh HD called the Lavian Production Rhythm. It's going to be
Yeah,
a beautiful time. Summer 2021. We outside with the flag, rum in hand. We're going to have a time. This is the Doing It
that's right.
365 podcast. I've been your host, Influential, and we're signing out with this one. Peace, folks, and see you outside.